so dating is different age. It means different things. Like for example, if I have a 12-year-old kid, 13-year-old, oh mommy, I'm dating. I'm gonna say, okay, what is a dating to you? What do you expect in a dating? What do you date somebody? What do you mean a 12-year-old? What is that? Because
No,
no, no, I'm just saying in broad because I mean for me I understand dating is like you go out, you spend time with the person, you see if you're compatible with the person, and then be like then you talk about a future. What is a 12-year-old? Nowadays boys are fast, girls are fast. And girls get more to lose. What's gonna happen? You know, they go to the next level. Then what happened? They meet another person.
That's what I said. When they go to that next level, and we talked about girls have more to lose.
Of course.
It's like I think it's more important to have relationship as a forefront, as a number one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right next to school and education. That's what I think. Because if you just stick to education and relationships,
okay, they're all go together.
Yeah.
Because what's happening now into if you see it, I could tell you I could give you an example.
Go ahead.
A lot of kids now, they were in school, they were studying nurses and stuff like that. Now they were like studying, now they want to have a relationship. Where do they meet these people?
Well, the thing is, right, you can meet them along the way in school, but it also goes with the person. They're not going out to search, and they're not looking in the right places. Before, I would say,
mm-hmm.
I can't say now because today's
everything's
age is
different. Yeah.
But if you went to church, there's a possibility of finding somebody that you may be compatible with. Going to the club or bars, I don't know about that. Finding anybody compatible there.
So I mean, okay, in school, this is when I say when you're in school, this is the best way to find people. Because when you go to college, you meet 20,000 different kids. Mm-hmm. This is when it's a best to try to find a mate. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because then, if that person, you start a relationship with that person, if that person is you want to create a life with that person, you try to finish education, that person will wait. And also that person is trying to get an education, and you guys talk together. Mm-hmm. Since you decide to be together, okay, babe, I got 3 years or 4 years. Together, we're going to walk together. So then, when you guys get there, then you guys continue.
Yeah, but school is a good place, but I want you to also agree with me or not, there is other places.
Yes, no. Yes, there is other places, but the reason why I say
school is the best.
No, what I'm saying is because you have more choices of who you meet.
So you think school is the best place to find?
I think so because the thing is you find more, you have more choices. Because when you go to the club, the person they'll show you they nice and this and that, but you gotta get the number. Sometimes they're already in a relationship. Even if the person also, but you talk to the person, then you create relationship.
Yeah, I'm not saying the club is the best place.
Yeah, but you have more. What I'm saying, you find more people, you have more choices. When I'm saying school, and then at the same time, you could learn the person's background, their schooling, and then you guys know. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that, like you said, at the church was also a good time, a good place to find.
At the gym.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's very low. When you go to the gym, you may never see somebody that you want. Because when you go there, you want to go, this is my relaxed time, I'm going to go exercise. You're not going to go look.
Well, at the same time, for the gym, it's a good, because you're going for you, for the betterment of you, all whilst the people around you are doing the same.
But a lot of the times, the person that you meet, it's not usually the type of person that around you. For example, like a male, you're not going to be, how are you going to see a woman there? You're going to see a lot of male. No, you tend to find a lot of male around you.
But there's a good thing though. If if you see a girl at the gym, it's different than the norm.
Yeah, but the chances are very low.
True.
See what I'm saying? It's very low. But the school, the different classes,
I get
you get, and then you could,
still
there's a
don't
lot, you will find other places, but it's low. But the school, every semester, you get this kid, and you could, and it, not only that, you may not have a romantic relationship. You may have, you find 5 people. You could have, one romantic, but you have 4 friends. And then it's different level of friendship. But I think the school is more easy. And in a party, it's very, you'll get numbers.
Yeah,
but
the thing with school, I hear it, but I think it's just hard now. Because people are it's different. That goes back to the thing about marriage. And people not understanding how important it really is.
But you know what? I think it's in society. It's in the time that we are in. For example, back then when I was younger, we were taught to find somebody to get married. Okay, this is the society. But nowadays, like you said, and you said it, a lot of the kids, a lot of the girls, they want their own independent. They want to. I like it, and at the same time, it's very hard too. I want you to have your own career. I want you to have your own money, but at the same time, so they're going to school longer. So now a lot of the women says, "Oh, I don't need a man." They just want a man. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
There's a big difference of I want a man and I need a man. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So a lot of the girls now, a lot of the nurses, they pay their own bills. They say, "Oh, I don't need a man. I don't need this, that." But at the same time, for you to have a relationship, to have the life, you need a man.
I think overall, we need each other.
Of course.
But I think it's just the word
society
twisted in society.
Yeah, the time. It's the time that we in. Because now education is longer. So women will go to school longer. So now she's able to get. Because that's, like I said, when we were brought up, a lot of they told us we have to have a man. That's what made the relationship, a lot of women thinks the man is supposed to provide, is the provider. So, and then, but now women and men provides. So it depends to what kind of relationship and what your beliefs are.
I really don't. The way I view it is that people forget, they've lost sight of what the roles are in terms of feminine energy and then masculine energy. To where now girls are stepping into the masculine energy
because
more and more.
And you know why? Because they could handle their own bills. That's what they say. They don't need a man.
And it's not
they
healthy.
They want a man. So then
it's not healthy. I don't like it. It's not healthy. That's what I forgot. There was a study about it that the more that you stray away from your
opposite sex,
well, your genuality in terms of your sex, your own sex, like your own energy. I don't know the word, but it's like if I become more female, like it's hurting me inside more and more. And if a female becomes more masculine or male-like, it's hurting them.
But also, you learn from your surrounding. You, for example, you guys learned from us as your parents. We are number one, your parents, a lot of the times, we usually your first teachers. At the same time, you guys have to see what's good in a relationship. The way we will raise you guys, you will take for your own and on your own house, your own future. The way we raise you, I didn't like that what mommy did, so you're not gonna practice this. So I practice the way grandma taught me a lot of stuff. And then also a lot of my surrounding, I use that into raising you guys. The way, so what I also found, what happened, I have 3 kids. What happens in a house, in a Haitian house? I'm gonna tell you from the Haitian perspective. That's what I know. We have one kind of education. We give it for all three kids, but all three kids are different. Do you understand what I'm saying? Brandon learns differently from you. You analyze certain things different than Brandon. But me, I'm saying this for all three of you. But you may understand the way I say, Erickson, I don't want this. Erickson, you're supposed to do this. Brandon's like, no, mommy, this is not how he learns. He learns differently. So what happens is then Erickson hears me and I'm saying, oh, Brandon's the bad one, because it's not really, he's not the bad one, but he just hear it differently. So then, this is how the Haitian family is. We have one education for all three kids. It doesn't work like that. And I learned this and I try. I don't know if you can see. I talk to you differently than I talk to Bianca. As Bianca has been the only girl, it's a different relationship with her. And I speak differently with Brandon. Do you see that? Mm-hmm. And then there's also a middle child syndrome. A lot of people put that in kids. Mm-hmm. They usually say the first one, it's true, the first one we try everything. Because this is my first kid. My last kid, they usually say, oh, you're so grown, you did all this, you don't care. That's not true. Yeah. But the middle child usually raise their own self. That's not true. But the thing is, a lot of the time the middle child is more mature because they see they went with the first kid. Mm-hmm. They don't do it with the same second kid. Because they be like, okay, didn't work with the first kid. So we're not going to try it. So we're not going to try this. But at the same time, it could work if we did it with the second kid, because the second kid is different. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's also, we have to change the way we teach our kids. The thing is, there's in all relationships, there's like the main rules. There's certain rules that we can't change for individual, but it's just that. But we have to learn how to do that. I think that will change the way we raise our kids.
Yeah, I get you, but I think that's the thing. Sorry, I think that's the thing now. The fundamental things that we're not supposed to touch and change is being changed. Mm. So that's messing with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because I remember I seen something about what they're teaching kids in school. And it's bad. Mm. It's like it's a problem now. What is a female and what is a male? Oh. Like there was a parent who sent in an email or mail to the school because they wanted to know what was being taught. Mm. Well, she went in person first. They told her to send an email or mail. She did that, and then they got back to her. Well, they didn't respond at first, and then they got back to her, and then they was gonna sue her for asking questions.
What do you mean? See, okay. This is a good question. Now, there's a lot of different families. There's two moms, there's two daddies, there's a mom and a dad. I was raised with a mommy and a daddy. My kids, they see mommy and a daddy. Now they go to school, you're teaching them two mummies. You teach them two daddies. The only problem I have with that, I don't have an issue with it once you start teaching my kid about it. I don't have a problem personally. This is what you chose. Don't tell me I have to accept that. I'm not gonna say anything. Like if I see it, that's your life. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with gay pride and that's what you decide. But the only thing is, don't force it down my throat.
That's what there's a lot of toxic people who do that.
Yeah, but no. Then that's when I'm gonna speak up. I'm gonna have issues. Then when you go to school, why don't you teach my kids 1 + 1 is 2? Don't teach my kids two mummies and two daddies. No, that's not what I sent them to school for. So, for example, my kids are raised with mommy and daddy. I will teach my kids, this is mommy, this is daddy. You want to teach your kids two mummies, that's you. Don't teach my kids that. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
And then the only thing is,
I don't agree, because the thing is, the reason why I have a big problem with that.
You just don't want them to shove it down your throat that you have to accept it.
It's not even just me. It's your grandkids,
yes.
my niece and nephew.
Yes.
That's why I'm here for it.
That's it, because
because somebody tried to tell me that the gay community, there was only 1% in America. I was like, that's not possible.
Mm-mm.
It's really not possible.
That's not, no.
It's the fact of the matter is, this is how companies is getting their money now, because they're targeting that, and it's really just people switching over, and it's
so this is what this is the family. That's what they have to stand up within their family. They have to teach that in their family. For example, there was a video. Somebody was showing clothes. They were selling their clothes. I'm not buying their clothes. They had gay pride, gay stuff. That's you. I'm not buying it. I'm very happy that they showed me what type of clothes. It was very colorful. I'm not buying it, but a family that have they're gonna buy it. But they were saying, there was a lady saying, "Oh, we're gonna boycott the store." No, you don't have to buy it. I'm not gonna buy it, but don't tell me I have to buy it.
Yeah.
I won't buy it.
They don't. I don't think they still do blue and pink for the baby showers.
Well, it depends to individual. For me, for example, if I have I work with a couple of special gays and stuff. For example, one of my kid, it's my kid. That's what they chose. I'm still gonna love my kid, but if you're having a party, you're having something special, I will not come to your house. That is my choice, because I'll be uncomfortable. I don't want to make you uncomfortable. I'm not coming. Do you understand?
It's really hypocritical about the community sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean, it's my kid. I'm gonna love you. I will love you because I had you. It's my kid. But like, okay, you invite me having a party. You have your partner. I'm like, honey, listen. I will tell you, mommy's gonna be uncomfortable, and then I'm not gonna come to your house and make you uncomfortable. And then there's certain things I can't. If I see it, I can't say nothing, and you'll see my face. I'm not coming in. I'm just be like, honey.
Yeah, we're just talking about the bad though.
I'm not coming in.
It is good,
but I'm just saying this is how I feel. But then I'll stay out of it. But you can't tell me, oh, you have to accept it. I don't have to accept it. Usually, I'm stay away. I don't have anything against it, but I don't have to accept it.
That's why I don't like I think there's hypocrite in terms of the bad side, because the whole thing is about choice.
Yeah.
So they have their choice to do this, to turn on that side, in comparison to forcing it down other people's.
Yes. Yeah.
So if I can't make my choice of whether to not stay here, not talk to you, not do this. I pick my choice and you don't like my choice.
Well,
it's really a problem for me, because your whole thing is about choice.
Yeah, but that's my thing. You could voice your opinion. You have a choice. I don't have to do this. So that's you chose to. Let us say they were born this way. We have no idea. We won't know because we're not in that position. Some people were born this way. Okay, you chose to be this, but you can't tell me. Oh, I have to accept this. Just leave it alone. There's a lot of things I don't talk about with people. I don't talk about money, politics, and stuff like that.
LGBT.
Yes, because that goes very far. It's a very complicated conversation. Yeah. I don't talk about money, religion, politics, and this. That's those 4 topics. I don't talk about people, because what I believe, that's what I believe. You don't have to believe it. You have your choice.
Yeah. The only thing is that
The younger kids, you worried
I
about.
have a problem with the little kids.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That like, even though my reaction is like this, but I wish somebody would try that with the kids. With at least the grandkids. Well, your grandkids, my niece, my nephew. I would have a big problem to the point I have to step in and talk to somebody, and not physically.
No.
But
Education.
it escalates that.
Education
point,
is education is the key.
Yeah.
Because.
But I think education and relationship go right there, because with the relationships, it's where we get those marriages and such. People, it's a stronger house. And that's two people in that.
See, this is okay. See, this is what's happening with the relationship. A lot of things that happens. What comes marriage and stuff, and because a lot of the kids, for example, they're having kids too young. For example,
out of wedlock.
Out of wedlock. Today, this couple's together and they have a kid, and then a couple of years they're not together anymore. This kid is with the mom. They can't really educate that kid because it's two separate households.
Two different educations.
Yes, and that they could educate the kids together, but they would have to have some kind of communication, and it's usually, it doesn't work like that. Because as soon as they're not together with anyone with each other, the kids become in the middle. The mom with the kid because they want the money from the child support. The father abandoning the kid because the mom wants the child support. Then there goes the education. Then the mommy goes and meet another guy. Then the guy says, "This is not my kid. I'm not here for that. I'm not here. I'm not gonna educate your kid.
I'm not gonna raise another kid.
That's not my kid." So then then in that relationship, the kid says, I have two daddies. My real daddy and the daddy my mommy is. So what are you teaching the kid there? That's what it's messing up a lot of the family. But when there's a marriage, one mom, one dad, they have to have the communication with the kids. And then the kids see it too. They live, that's all they see. They see my mom and dad. I was raised with that.
So you understand why I asked you why is marriage so important?
Yes, marriage is the foundation of a lot of different families, different stuff.
I think it's the foundation of society.
Yes.
As an entirety.
But they're telling you they have rules. They have their rights. The LGBT. Yes. But I don't like it. You don't tell me I have to like it. It's choice.
Yeah.
See? At the same time, I've had kids dance that has two moms in Bianca's class.
In the dance school.
Yeah. Two moms. For me, I look at it one time, Bianca looked with them. I said, yeah. And I had to explain to her. I said, that's a tough situation. And then that's when we need the education. They have to educate me to be able to educate my kid. That's what it's taught. Because sometimes the parents they're not educated enough. I can't give you what I always say. I can't give my kids what I don't have. Do you understand that? We always say that at work. I can't give you something I don't have. If I don't have that education, how am I going to explain something to things to?
Yeah.
That's why a lot of parents, excuse my language, ignorant parents raise ignorant kids, because I can't tell you go brush your teeth at night if I don't do it myself. So I have to educate. I have to be educated to educate my kid. Education, marriage, all that. It goes. Communication, it all goes together. Community.
That's why, me personally, I think that marriage, it goes with the relationship aspect.
Oh yes.
That's why I think it's the fundamental piece.
Oh yeah.
That goes before education. That's why I feel. That's why I see. That's the way I see it. That's why I don't necessarily like the whole movement in terms of independency. Because when you don't even have somebody that you can rely on in terms of the other gender, because we need that balance.
Well, yeah, because that even if you need it for the world to go on, two women together, they still need a man to have a baby. Still men together, they need a woman to have a baby. So you need each other, and not only that, the independent. It's not only financially, emotionally.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
That's exactly.
That's what it is. I mean,
I don't like it so much
because
it's hurt.
I need my husband. My husband needs me. I need my partner needs me. I'm independent. We could choose, but like, okay, you're the man, you want to provide, but at the same time, when my husband comes home, he has a hard day, he wants to talk to me. I'm going to listen, even if I don't want to. I'm going to listen because that's the type of relationship, he needs somebody he could trust to talk with. And at the same time, you want, a lot of the women, what they do, they want to wear the pants in the relationship.
I don't know why, but
because of financially. because nowadays a lot of girls, they're going to school longer, so they get paid more. So there's a difference, there's a gap.
Yeah, I know why, but I just,
you don't like it. Well, so that's the thing. And it's gonna be harder for you to find somebody the way that you want it, because this is what it's producing now. The society, that's what they're producing now. You don't see, I don't know, you're young. You don't see now there's more loans. People, because they're going to school longer.
Yeah.
So that means they are more educated at the same time, but at the same time, they're more, excuse my language, they're more dumb.
Yeah, it's really stupid. That's why, some people, they lack common sense. A lot of common sense. It's to the point that it's like, why would anybody of my caliber, and I'm not even saying that to brag or anything, but why would someone of my caliber want to be with somebody who's doing all this just to be stupid? Because you would realize.
But you know what? Listen, you know why? A lot of them, okay, they want the house, they want the car, they want the money. Okay?
Because it's really stupid.
Life is more expensive.
You would understand. You would understand you can get all these things with a partner.
But at the same time, it's how you were brought up too. It's gonna be, for example, like our family, I'm just taking an example, a family that you see a mom and a dad raised together. It's a lot of the times you're gonna want that because you see the relationship that you see a mom and a dad together.
See, but that's the thing though. There are individuals of the female who come from that same background as me in terms of the 2-parent household, and they still want to be independent. But because they don't understand. But
you know why? A lot of the time when that happens, there's a lot of reason why it happened. Something happened. You understand? Something happened. Why? Okay, I'm gonna tell you in the Haitian community because that's what I know. That's where I'm from.
If you want to speak Creole, go ahead.
No, in the Haitian community, there's different relationship. There's different type of men. I always say there's like 4 type of men. There's a good father. There's a good husband. It's very rare to find a good father and a good husband. Very rare. But you'll find a good father, but he's the worst husband. He'll cheat. But when it comes to his kids, they're number 1. The school, play, the parent meeting, he's there. His father, his school, it's all about his kid. At the same time, there's the husband. He's the awesome husband. He knows nothing about the kids, but his wife is the first priority. Okay? And there's the type of husband that they're just married for the kids. They have separate lives. A lot of the women, in like, they get older, they get to a certain age, there'll be there's a lot of things, like they put the husband aside. They'll have different room. They'll say, oh, the rest is for the Lord. A lot of older married couple. They in the household, this one have his own life, this one have his own life. But when they get sick or something, she step up. So it depends to the type of family around you that you see and you want. Because I've learned, when I was raised, okay, I was raised with my mom and my dad, but they weren't married. So I said, and then one of the things I always say that I wanted, and God gave it to me. This is that's my personal thing. One of the things that I never wanted to be in, you know how before you get married and stuff and you had a kid outside wedlock, the expression, I never wanted that. Because I came from that. My mom had other kids. My dad had other kids before they had us, me and my brother. So when I see that around me, I said, God, when I'm starting my relationship, when I'm starting my life and stuff like that, I hope that my kids are my only kids and his only kids. Because there's a lot of craziness that happen when you come in a relationship with a kid. He comes with the kid, and you have to deal with four. It's like four people are dealing into that relationship. It's hard enough just to two people. When you have a kid, before you meet this person, so it's like four people are dealing with in this relationship, because this kid is there forever.
Yeah.
This kid have to deal with the stepmom. This kid have to deal with the stepdad. Four people. So for me, when I was raised in that type of relationship, so I said, God, I want that. And he also was raised in that relationship. My husband, his father had kids, his mom had other kids, so he wanted that too. So that was one of the conversation we had, and I said, I wish when I start my family, I hope that my kids are the only kids that in our relationship. And you know what happened? I got it. So our only three kids are his only kids. That's what I wanted. Because this is one of the things I wouldn't want that for happen to my kids. But the way the society is happening, it's very likely to happen. Because a lot of kids nowadays, they're having kids younger, and then if that relationship doesn't work, they meet the person they're supposed to be with. Now they come a kid within the relationship. What I think, that's my personal, but it doesn't always like that. If that happened, if the kid happened before your relationship, you're supposed to embrace that kid.
For who?
For me, let's just say before I met your dad, I had a kid. Or your dad had a kid. Before we started our life, I'm supposed to embrace that kid. Because everybody has a past. Do you understand what I'm saying? I would bring that kid into my home. I would love that kid. Okay? But a lot of the times, the mother doesn't make it easy for the stepmom. Do you understand?
You mean the stepdad?
No, for the like for me, stepmom. I'm talking about, I'm the stepmom.
Oh,
the mother doesn't make it easy for me.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand? Okay. Because a lot of the times, the mother always have something to say. It depends to the level of maturity. Even if you try, they always create some problems in the relationship.
Well, I wouldn't recommend it either way.
But sometimes you don't know who you're gonna fall in love with.
That doesn't change the fact of the matter.
But I mean,
you're explaining the reason why it's a bad thing.
Yes, but it's hard for you. For example, it's hard for you. This is what I wish. But sometimes you might meet somebody and the person never said that they had a kid. And then when you start relationship, then you learn, the person tells you, oh, I have a little boy. You already have that relationship with the person.
Well,
and then
that's already telling about the person in itself. Because if they wasn't upfront with you from the very front, because when you first meet a new person, you're getting that nicest quote unquote version of
Exactly.
them. And if they
Exactly.
can't tell you the truth, it's already a problem. Because what can happen in the future? It's a bad thing because
A
they
lo-
could be a
you know
suspected
what it is? You
liar.
know what? A lot of the time it's easier. The woman, for example. For the woman, it depends to the woman what the person want. For example, let's just say me, if I brought a kid in a relationship with your dad. This kid is my kid. It's my responsibility. I don't bring my responsibility to your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad will help if he wants to help me because he's with me. There's a big difference. A lot of women now, that's why they make a lot of mistakes. They bring a kid into a relationship with the person. They act like, oh, that's your responsibility. No. The guy will help you because the person loves you. The person wants something from you. Do you understand? The
Yeah.
guy's gonna say, "Oh, where's your baby daddy?" Then you get mad, and let the women be like, "It's because the way you depend on the person for your kid." For me, my kid is my priority. You want to help, but I'm not gonna put myself in a position that I'm gonna lean on you so much that I want you to say that to me. Because if you say that to me, that's an insult, and it's true, but it hurts my feeling.
Well, I get
You-
that, but it's inevitable. It's
It's
inevitable
gonna,
for
yeah.
the man to have to take on the child as his burden.
But it will happen because the male is there. There's at least in the relationship, the guy's gonna be in a position. There's gonna be something to happen for the guy to step up.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the time, they're gonna be like, "Where's your baby daddy?" Then the woman loses their mind.
Well, even if they didn't say that or held their tongue in that regard, it's still gonna eat at the
Yeah,
person that's coming in.
yeah, and then a lot of the times that creates a lot of it. And it depends to the other woman's kid, mom, the dad, how they can't spend time with the kid, and when they spend the time, how poisonous. It's a lot. It's hard. I hope. Well, I hope, but
Mm-hmm.
it's hard. But it depends on the type of woman you get. It depends on the type of father.
Well, that also tells you the type of woman that you're getting. Go, why would she have a baby out of wedlock? Or even if she was married, what? Who divorced it?
What? A lot of things happen, so son.
But that tells you about the girl, though.
It's easier. It's easier done with one kid for you to meet your next mate than you say with 2, 3 kids. Forget it. 2, 3 kids. Forget it.
Well, it doesn't. It's the same. It's gonna be the same
No, it's not.
reason, but it's gonna be worse with the more kids.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's still the same reason.
But I'm saying, for example, for one kid, I have one kid, and then I was married, for example, it didn't work out with my husband. I have one kid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's easier for me to control that relationship. As a woman, as for me, I'm talking about myself. I'm not talking about anybody else. If I was in that position, I know how to control that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because my kid, I know where to put my kid. The father, I will deal with the father.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I will deal with my new partner. So it's me who's in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes the woman has to be the focal point, but sometimes they're not. They so
No stress.
but they have to know what they want. A lot of the girls, they don't know.
Yeah. And that's why I said that goes me back to the number one point.
Yeah.
Marriage is number one.
Yes. Yeah, marriage, and then 2 people in a relationship.
Because you can have that education.
Yeah, you have yeah.
Relationship is the fundamental.
Yes.
What keeps you sane up here.
Yeah.
That's why even in, let's say, that scenario you said, the girl is
The one
she can control the situation.
yes.
The person coming in, the male that's coming in, he's gonna have to deal with the kid. and
And
the kid's words.
he has to deal with the kid and the kid's father.
Yeah, the kid's words, which affects that person.
Mhm.
Because I'm coming to care for somebody that's not even having my own kid.
Not only that, but at the same time, he has to deal with the kid. The kid has to deal with him too.
Yeah, and that's what it's a whole problem.
And then it depends on the age. Every different, you get different age of the kid, different problems.
Mm-hmm.
The younger, different problem. Older, bigger problems. It means at a 17, 18-year-old, when the kid, what I always say, I said, for example, God forbid, my kids are grown. 26, I don't have to deal with that. He's not in my house anymore. 20 and 12. It's different for just say me and my husband said we can't do it anymore. He says he's leaving. Bye-bye. It's different. For me, my kid is 20 and 12. I always tell him I could end up in prison for my 12-year-old and I could end up in prison for my 20-year-old. The reason why I say that, all their life they always had their dad. Their father is number one. In a way, it depends to their father because they're more tolerant to them. My son is going up the stairs. He'll stop his feet. Boop, boop, boop. His father won't care. That other man, I can't sleep. That guy is always going up the stairs. Me, you say that 3 times, you're going to get on my nerves. The boys, you know what he's going to say? Well, this is my daddy's house. He left it for me. Who are you to tell me what to do? And then what happened? Now I'm end up in the middle. And what's going to happen? I can't lose my son for you. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you, I could replace you, but I can't replace my son. Do you see what I'm saying? At the same age as my 12-year-old girl, I bring another man into the house. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things I'm going to be thinking about. Yeah. You see my 12-year-old, oh, she looks juicy. The mother's not here, the brother's at work. And then you know what's going to happen? I'm not going to trust you. You even look in her room. What are you looking for? What's your problem? Get out. That's the first thing I'm going to think. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if I have a 5-year-old, a 7-year-old, it's not the same mentality. It's different problem, but not the same.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad.
And then now, sometimes even the father, are annoying to the kids. To the way that they're home when some kids, their father's home, they're so scared they can't make noise. Their father's here. They hate it when their father's home. Because they don't have that freedom, they can't play. You make too much noise, guys, boys, I'm here, blah, blah. Then they hate it when their father's at home. Then they end up, they don't want to stay here. They don't want to stay home.
A lot of people don't know why marriage is important.
To them?
At all. Mm-hmm. That's why I want you to speak on it. It's from your point of view as a married person with three great kids.
To me is what sometimes you learn from you. A lot of things we learn from upbringing. From upbringing, I'll leave the negative, the way my parents raised me, and I'll take the positive. So I see I have a lot of married couple around me, so I see how they live and I want that. So I want the positive. The marriage is like a companion. Also, I want a lot of the time you want the independence, but at the same time, I want somebody to share my old days with. I want somebody to tell a joke with. That's also marriage, and it's like a foundation. It's just you have somebody you care about. It's hard to find somebody they care about you. There's always a lot of craziness.
But another thing too, a lot of people like to waste time finding that person, because the number one main thing that making people not find marriage is school or college. Let me be specific.
Mhm.
So it's college because people are more focused about a career
Mhm.
over love.
Mhm.
So that money making.
They want to be there. What I find now right now, the way things are now in the society, um, what I'm finding the education, they're getting more education. So a lot of young girls, they now when they want to start a life, when they want to start a marriage, it's hard to find a partner. There's different kind of kids that could carry a relationship. Some kids, they know they're going to school. Like a lot of kids, they'll start college, they'll have a relationship. They don't make the relationship the priority instead of school. They know that they have to go to school, they have to learn something, but at the same time, they also manage their relationship. They know the relationship is important, but they know that education could. They're studying their future. So there's certain kids. I said I don't mind you dating doing school. Some kids could manage school, dating at the same time. Those type of kids, those are okay. But there's certain kids they can't manage two things.
Relationships are complicated.
Not only that, but they make the relationship number one. So they forget everything else. It's all about the relationship.
But do you think it's a bad thing?
No, 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 no. It's not a bad thing. It depends to the person, individual.
So do you think it's good for sometimes to put the relationship number one?
No,
not as a girl.
Okay.
If you know that person that you're with is gonna
boost
you up
what
where you want to be.
What I would like for my kids. This is what I would like. When you start dating, you're in a relationship. There's a lot of danger in relationship. There's a lot of things that could happen that wasn't, that could happen that wasn't meant to happen. So you start a relationship, but at the same time you're going to school. I I'm not against you in a school and a relationship. You know, the relationship has its time. Your school is the priority because you've starting the foundation. Because when you go to school, you're gonna work. You're gonna have something. This is when you go future. So that's important. But a lot of the girls, when they're in a relationship, they put the relationship first. So they don't focus on their school. They slack off, and then they don't pass the classes, and then there's nothing. So it's all about the relationship. Then they end up that relationship wasn't meant for them to be forever.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You don't think it's good to put relationship number one if the person you're with is a good person for you, who can bring you up to where you want to be?
No. You can, but there's a certain time for this to put the relationship 1st. But for example, when you're starting school and for example, you say, okay, I'm going to school. This thing is gonna be for 4 years. You talk with that partner. You have the relationship. The relationship is there. It's important. But at the same time, you have something in 4 years that you're trying to aim at. Do you understand? So in 4 years, then you be like, okay, now I'm done with this. Then the relationship could be number one. Because now this is time for you to get married, to start a family. But when you're in school, there's a lot of responsibility you can't take.
But the thing is, though, with school, depending on which subject or major you pick, the time starts to go and the clock starts to tick in terms of the right person for you. So you don't think that it may be important to have that thought process in terms of marriage in school?
Okay, school, you could always go back to school, or you could always learn something. What I see, for 18 or 19-year-old kid, they just graduate from high school. The relationship is not gonna be prior. It's not. It shouldn't be number one. Because what you're gonna do, you have to think of something for 4 years or 2 years. You have to get something because in 2 years you're gonna be 20. Things change. You're gonna wanna be somewhere.
So when should people start to date?
It depends to everybody's different. Everybody's different. That's what I'm saying. Everybody see relationship differently.
So let's just say, just to put a number for the guys, what should be a good time for them to start dating?
Like, it depends on the guy. 17, 18, that's fine. That's fine. 16. But I mean,
And then what about the girls?
the girls are different. It depends. The same thing. The girls have more to lose. That's what I think. Girls have more to lose.
They definitely do.
They have more to lose because, you know, a macho man, they have the title, but a girl's is loose and all that stuff. So it depends on the girls what they want. And then I think girls during school, this is the best time to date. That's when you're gonna find somebody in your same level. Because after you're done with school, you start working. It depends on what you do. It's very hard to meet somebody because in your workplace you work with the same people.